I will show two proofs of how to divide fractions. You have a over b divided by c over d. This is equal to a over b times d over c. Proof 1. So we start off with what we're given. Now that fraction. Surely it equals itself. Surely it equals itself times 1. But there are different ways of writing 1. Now, I'm a real big fan of dividing by 1. In other words, anything divided by 1 is anything. So I'd like to divide by 1. Somehow, I would love to get what's underneath that fraction bar to be 1. So what I'm going to do is multiply the bottom by d over c and the top by d over c. In this way, this c will kill off the c on top, and this d will kill off the d on the bottom, and in the bottom, all I have is 1. And on top, I have a over b times d over c. The rule for dividing by 1 is don't bother. That is, you just get a over b times d over c. Exactly what we wanted. And all I did was say something is equal to itself times 1. You want to change the way something looks like. That is, you want this to look like that. You have to multiply by 1. It's just the way it is. You want to change the way it looks, multiply by 1. Let us do the second proof. You have a divided by b divided by c over d. Again, nobody's going to argue that it equals itself times 1. Maybe I want to get a over 1 and c over 1. Well, if I multiply the numerator by bd and the denominator by bd, if it makes you happier, you can say over 1. That fraction is 1 for one reason and one reason only. The numerator and the denominator are the same. Well, here, the b's cancel. So I'm left with AD over 1, this one. Divided by here, the d's cancel. I'm left with BC over 1. Well, AD over 1 is AD, BC over 1 is BC. And this is exactly what we want. Oops, this is exactly what we wanted to get because this answer at the end is the same as A over B times B over C. Now, since this is a low level math problem, a problem for beginners, I want to just point out something. There's something called the main division line. If you have 100 and you divide it by 10 over 2, you do not get the same answer as if you have 100 divided by 10 and divide that by 2. That is, the top problem is saying you divide this number by that number. Then let's see, 100 is 100 and 10 over 2 is 5. So we get 20. Over here, we're dividing this number, which happens to be 10, dividing it by that number, which is 2, and we're getting 5. We did not get the same answer. However, going from top to bottom, we have 110, 2. 110, 2. But we get different answers because of the main division line. So you need to understand that if you have 7 divided by 2/3, this is not 7/2 divided by 3. Okay, that is not true. This finishes the